Why?
Hey, shut up!
Okay.
My voice sounds like this, and I'm gonna ruin it for you, so ruin yours too.
Yes.
My name's Bernstorf. I do poetry, and you might hate it. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I love you so much. I'm so glad to be here. This poem's called Move. The COSO chose thousands of years ago to install a permanent exhibit. 50,000 pieces of rock art now nestled next to craters in a desert where the Navy designed to test grenade launchers and cruise missiles. Sun-scorched at this viewless gallery, their thin white lines remind me of a local piano rock band called Parade the Day from Ashburn, Virginia, that broke up after 5 starved years of basement shows and fans sleeping. Some performing artists I know, a troupe named something about a hippo, an elephant, and a train wreck, still torn. Living in a tent and beating on their rusted saws and the busted washing machine they got for free if they hauled it. A particular chapbook, the product of a bowler-hatted Hungarian man with a mermaid tattoo who read at the public library on a rainy Tuesday last October, hurtles through my mind, thin and maroon like a painted arrow towards its target, a clay brown deer, here a metaphor for truth. The man went by 2 initials like Elliot, who's gone down as the man who strung the world together on paper and plagiarism. The very best plumber, heavy equipment operator, salvage crew, Mr. Fix-It we had at the time. But still, we only got fragments on ruins, a laconic visual of the stereotypical view of modern art is still a list of spews of sorts of stupid bunk. Chris, just shut up! Man, it's been 4 long years in your parents' basement and you still don't make sense to anybody. For much of the same species that all of it was designed to reach in the first place. Yet, when it hits, when the startling clarity of a white goat scratched on the shady side of a rock formation in the Mojave sticks a 21st century suburban kid in tight jeans and SPF 48, makes him consider time and space and the endeavors of man, how God has gifted such an undeserving species that it all comes back to hovel. Man, it all comes back to hovel, and the fact that sitting around speculating if an action will have an effect is the only way it surely won't. Thanks. Comes back to clenched fists in prayer and working the pavement, back to Molotovs and big pens on the subway cars to the minimum wage that's funding the next revolution, back to not selling nothing till after you're dead, back to barbaric yawps, both virtuoso and in drop D, back to trusting God and swinging away through hell and high water and whatever comes next, back to soul. Back to the Tiger Freedom, redoing Goya's the 3rd of May, sans press release, sans artist Q&A, and afternoon lunch and social. Back to the ruler perfect, shafts of light, and that abandoned Amtrak tunnel illuminating the deafening decibels of his pain. Back to the persistence of cement songs, which is the persistence of stone songs, ink songs, lyric songs, the persistence of rising, of small sparks like us that don't know their own size or what the world has to say about their particular potentials, of sparks ignorant of statistics and theories, of sparks without hands to ring or scales to weigh the pros and cons of failing, of sparks that simply burn and burn and burn with all they have because they, you, we, I swear it, have been created for that alone. Thanks. Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot. I hate microphones, so I'm just gonna try to talk. My name's Bernstorf. I'm from Ashburn, Virginia. And being cool enough is not a real thing, but I've never been cool enough to be a part of this. So thank you for being here. This is my 3rd year, and I'm just really, really, really grateful. We have merch in the back and crap like that. I really don't care about your money. I'd like to meet you, and I believe that art should be free if it's gonna help somebody. So everything I've ever done in my life is on the internet for free. I'll tell you how to get it if you come see me. This poem's called Light, if you knew it. Let's move. We're gonna sing this little line of mine, I'm gonna let it shine 3 times, and the 3rd time we go, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. You're gonna interact how you feel led. And this poem's called Light, it's a prayer, take this. 1, 2, 3. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. They have to use those big scientific words that I don't know so well. Jesus made me a light so they can see what you've done and still do for me. Jesus made me a light so they can see how you saved me, how you changed me, how you saved me. True. marriage, in this life and eternity as well. Jesus made me your life, take you to when I was deep down in the pits of sin. I could tell myself from the sin. You didn't just stand up there on high. I'm like, hey man, hey, it's an election year. We don't have a lot of time, but trust me, me and Rush Limbaugh, we love you, okay? So just go ahead and take some Bible tracts to your youth group. Maybe you won't feel so hollow. No, 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 Jesus, none of that. Make me your light so they can see how you came right down in there. Wrapped your arms around me, pulled me right on out of there, made me whole and completely new. Jesus, I'll be whatever size light you need me to be. I'll be the supernova, lighthouse, or a big old searchlight, or I promise. Jesus, you need something smaller, man. I'll just be a tap light, or a pen light, or one of those cool little race car keychain flashlights my parents got me for Christmas. Just please, Jesus, make me your light. Just please, Jesus, make me your light. Just please, Jesus, make me your light. And let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Thanks. Hey, yo, 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 yo. Everyone come as close as you can. Come as close as you can. There's no more stupidness unless you want to be. Hey, thank you so much. I really believe that art belongs to people, and I hope that you pray that. I have been really shitty this year, but in that I found that God is still there, and He's not afraid of me, and He's not afraid of my questions or my doubts or my fears or the things that break me up a little bit. I hope you know that. I hope you know that you're loved. I hope you know that this is what church looks like, not because of some silly community thing, but because it's what it really is. It's what it's designed for. If you need something while you're here, if you need something, seek someone out. I don't know much, but I'd love to serve you if I can. We can pray together, we can cry together, whatever you need. This poem's called 152.42. It's about my life. We gotta move. If you know anything, let's go. I believe that you're made for joy. A lot of people want to castrate Joel Osteen, and maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. But the thing he gets right is that Christ endured the cross for the joy set before him. So if you're living a life without joy, you're doing it wrong. I did it wrong this year, and I don't ever want to do it wrong again. Thanks a lot. I love you. Walking through the Russian literature section makes me feel like a sinner. Insensitive. Dostoevsky and the other jawbreakers, you know, Tolstoy, Solzhenitsyn, Turgenev, Dumbledore, every one of them keeping their sadness in their beards. Epic masculine sellers of a people's despair. Overflowing onto bland black suits the weight of generations, raised on vodka and potatoes and cold statues. Just flipping the pages, I can hear the coughs of tuberculosis and pneumonia, the click of malnourished bones. Sure, man, we're being a little ethnocentric, we're generalizing, but every volume still comes off the shelf like a tombstone, and also like an anvil, because the grief is that heavy, and also because, hey man, the Central Party ran out of tombstones years ago. You can stack all the Russian literature together in the whole freaking library and have enough height to change a light bulb and enough sadness to create a black hole. So please, please don't stack all the Russian literature together. Just a single sentence can carry more sadness than Simple Plan's whole discography and weigh about as much as the Oxford Dictionary of English, which is a lot of weight for a bookshelf or for a human being. If you think about it, think about it. But thankfully, sadness is like smoke. Check that. Sadness is like smoke. And sometimes you just gotta open a window. Let it diffuse into the greater air. Get swallowed up. So let's open a window. Let's open a window and grab the Oxford Dictionary in English and bench press that baby. Get swallowed like Arnold, but really like Ryan Gosling. Hey babe, read me those 17-syllable words. Let me soak in their sound, defenestration, smaragdin, sesquipedalian, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Let me luxuriate in language. Now teach me Russian. Teach me Greek. Let's read about the implementation of elementary Russian into primary schools. Oh, it's a real book. Hold the book's callous covers like our grandparents' hands when we were children. The spine flying between them like a rope bridge. Our feet walking on air. What a joy to be alive. To breathe. To hold a book another man held in the spring of 1984. Maybe a woman. How old? How did he or she feel about lilacs, about the Cold War, about macroeconomics? So many opinions. Held beneath the skin and bones that held this book up against the rudimentary physical forces acting upon it in the spring of 1984 that are also acting upon it now, that makes his colleagues compatriots. Man, I promise we've all got at least one thing in common. There was a person. Think about this if you use your computer tonight. Someone hand drew Times New Roman. That's intimate. There was a person who hand drew the typeface of this book. I bet Russian people have different fonts like we do. Vanny and Helvetica and Times New Roman and Cyrillic and different and wonderful. My friend Jonah promises me that anything is interesting if you hold it under a microscope. And my friend Jonah's soul is a big, big microscope, man. He tells me of the homeless people who come to his bank to deposit Catholic Charities checks for $7.25 and who tell him about their cats. Homeless people have bank accounts and cats. I found one once climbing the fire escape of an abandoned rehabilitation center for youth in downtown Lynchburg. I found the white and orange cats, brand new food bowl and water. They're sitting new and terrifying and out of place beneath the weed, grown from the building for so long it had a half-inch stalk and leaves the size of 17th century serving plates. Homeless people. Homeless people are people. The Oxford Dictionary in English tells me there are lost words, but I think sometimes we just lose each other in our words. People lost like trees in the forest of our phrases and labels. In 2013, the U.S. tax code, gosh, I hate that guy. The U.S. tax code, I don't, that's sinful. The U.S. tax code was 73,594 pages long, and I use 500 pages of computer paper every semester, sometimes more, and thank God, I've never, ever read the tax code. Depending on how you calculate, just me and the tax code are anywhere from 3 to 9 trees, and my page count alone is enough to start losing people. Pray over me in Chinese. There are scores and scores and scores and scores of Chinese dialects, and Jesus Christ speaks every single one of them. Jesus does not lose people. Pray over me in Dutch too, and Swahili, why don't you? Jesus speaks all the languages. Let's sing the national anthems of other countries. They have them too, you know. There are 150 countries. That's 150 histories, all thumping their geopolitical chests and trading their dollar store toys and their oil and their minerals and their literature like Pokemon cards. The earth is the bushes at recess, and we're all hiding, passing Charizards for cargo ships and coconut oil and tanks. And speaking of tanks, tanks have tow trucks, and those tow trucks for tanks have turrets on top, because sometimes tow trucks for tanks need turrets. But a friend of a friend got a concussion in one so bad it split the 2 hemispheres of his brain like a heart. The tow truck for tanks hit a Jersey while trying to turn around in Iraq, because sometimes tow trucks for tanks need to turn around too. My friend of a friend got his concussion, each brain hemisphere deciding on a mutual trial separation at the behest of the bolt in the ceiling that cracked his helmet. And the divorce, his ability to build things, got forgotten, bounced about between the parents, but never quite feeling at home. My friend of a friend is a real person, and he's somewhere in southern Connecticut trying to build a barn again, painfully, slowly, trying to relearn how to build again, to coax his talent out from under the stairs to come home. Let's rewind. We're almost there. Let's rewind. There are Jersey walls in Iraq. There are people in Iraq. People who drink beer and chew gum and text while they poop and have babies. There are daycares in Iraq. The people in Iraq have 46 chromosomes. We in this room have 46 chromosomes. The terrorists have 46 chromosomes. The members of ISIS, their impotent machetes hacking away at all the wrong oppressors, have 46 chromosomes, man. They're made in the image of God. And if I'm honest, sometimes I don't like that yet. If I'm honest too, Jesus was probably brown. Jesus probably looked like a terrorist. Jesus was a terrorist or a revolutionary or something semantically similar. Jesus was a threat. It's amazing. It's amazing what you can do with words. Jesus was and is and will always be my king. Jesus threatens my comfort and my status quo. Jesus makes me want to kiss you, not on the lips, but on the head. In deep love, I want to hold you as honestly as I can, wrap you up and dance, spin you beneath these warm lights. Man, we're alive. We're alive. Our God is alive. This is a lie, but close your eyes, go there in your mind. I am currently sitting on a wide white marble bench beneath the skylight, leaning against clear glass. Man, I'm walking on air again. The walls of this art building are lined with the pieces of people's souls, glistening strands strung up and down like veins. And this bench is shockingly well designed, a startling blessing. There's music on. Someone is practicing the piano. That's something I can't do. My fingers, they can't even fathom it when I ask them. And that's just electricity, me asking them. And I'm surrounded then and now and always, and you are too, by an unfathomable number of indefinable little specks of matter, whatever the heck matter is, all bumping into each other at just the right time and just the right way to produce a girl I cannot see practicing Chopin in a back room I can't see either. What a miracle. What a miracle. What a miracle to be alive, to breathe, to sit on shockingly well-designed wide white marble benches beneath skylights, to reach out and put my fingers in Dostoevsky's beard and comb out that sadness. What a miracle to watch Jesus combing and waxing the cellars of our sadnesses, catching all of it up in his hands and planting seeds in our super fun hearts and growing corn and pumpkins and squash and tomatoes and zucchinis. What a joy to watch the harvest come in. You know if you've seen it. What a joy to study Greek grammar, to interlace fingers, to dance, to have O'Hara tell me of the trees and their spectacles. I can hear them breathing now too. And Pablo, I can see those flowers that don't bloom, and I can carry their light within me now too, next to Yuri Gordon and his fonts. Oh Yuri, what a joy to be alive. Man, I promise this, the soul is an empty library. And I feel daily, minutely, momently, God is checking the books back in. One by one, I'm growing up in the knowledge of God, the speaker of worlds, the designer of kneecaps and holding cheeks and palms and hair between fingers, the designer of taste buds, how intimate, Chick-fil-A and Chipotle, a ballet across my tongue. I am in love with being alive, with the music that's on, Jesus dropping a needle on the turntable, the earth 1 gram 45, America a hymnal, and the Holy Spirit teaching us to sing it, and Sirius 1-2, and the Ocean Pacific and Atlantic, 2 dialects like Chinese, and Jesus hears them all, speaks them all, spoke them all first, teaches them all. Day and night the heavens pour forth speech. Pray over me in Dutch, worship with me in Hindi, shout with me in Ebonics. God has seen me naked and still calls me son. Do the electric slide with me beneath the stars. What language do they speak? Who knows, man, but I know his praise. Teach me the hustle. Let's hug everyone and the whole freaking world, and my friend Bradley too. But let's do it in Swedish and make Swedish meatballs for everyone. Swedishly. God is a generous, generous God. Let's eat ramen and raw cookie dough all night with old friends and their wives. And play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Praise King Jesus, there is music on. Can you hear it? Praise King Jesus, there is music on. Can you hear it? Praise King Jesus, there is music on. Can you hear it? What a miracle that in a time of plots to bomb everyone, a nuclear war, and general misanthropy, of days where I'm not sure I want to live anymore, that 2 people can love each other. And I can eat raw cookie dough with them and do kickflips and not break my legs. Praise King Jesus, there is music on. And so I'm dancing, man, as best and as honestly and as awkwardly as I can, through the rows of Russian literature, through the lobbies of libraries of schools I don't go to, through gas station parking lots and grocery store aisles, through the Capitol Rotunda, through Tiananmen Square and Times Square and Trafalgar Square and Trailside Elementary's 4-square court, through Chipotle, my favorite restaurant, through Cape Canaveral and the subway in Chernobyl, and riding that Ferris wheel and doing the hokey pokey and chain, shabbat, all the way to the top, man. Dancing all over my grave. Jesus and me and Tolstoy and you and my parents and everybody. We are all dancing and we are all singing it, man. I swear it. It's a Hosanna and a hallelujah and amen. Thanks.